How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. Ended up posting up a red day, but we had a down day in the market overall, so that wasn't surprising. And as far as the levels that I talked about from yesterday, we are seeing a repeat of that. So I will be talking about that in today's video. And I also want to make sure you guys are prepared going into Friday. So I won't waste any more time. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know that we have timestamps down below inside the description. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking a look at the charts. We're going to be taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. And then when all of that is done, I'll be going over some more details inside of the final thoughts. So let's get into those videos right now. So we're going to take a look at the chart for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $14.19, being down 6.77%. On the low, it tested $13.99, and then on the high, testing $15. Now, when we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 14.136 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 19.61 million shares. So we had below average volume on the day, and we saw some weakness in the stock. When we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, what we could see right away, Lucid is trading below all of our major moving averages, which is the 50 EMA, the 21 EMA, and as well as for the 9 EMA. And we're tested on the low at $13.99. We want to see support at $14. I talked about that if we decided to have a pullback. And of course, we did show some strength. So what does it look like going into tomorrow? If we end up breaking below that $13.99 level, then the next area where we could have some support kicking in is around $13.71. If we break through $13.71, that's where we can start testing near that 52-week low at $13.25. So please add that to your homework. Now, as far as for a bullish case scenario, so if you're looking for a move to the upside, we saw a high of $15. So we can get back above the 9 EMA, which is at $14.79. That would definitely be a great look for the stock. Even having a close like that on Friday would not be bad either, and would set up Lucid fairly well going into next week. And then the next level you then want to watch would be right here around $15.36. If we could start using that 21-day EMA as support, that's where we can see it making that move and getting back to around $16. Of course, we know there's a lot of sellers who are hanging out here, so that's one thing to keep in mind. But at least you guys know what it looks like to the upside and as well as the downside. Now come up with your trading strategy. Let's move on. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Lucid. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings for the 29th, we've already covered the ones for the 28th. We see that we have Direxion, Daily Select Large Cap, and Fang Bull 2X shares that purchased 46,480 shares, and that is about it. Now, when we take a look at our short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratios at 46.86%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 2.56 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 250,000, updated 10 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 6.77%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 27th, it is at 53.42, and then for the close of the 28th being at 46.86. So it has gone down a bit, and when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 21.38%, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. So for my final thoughts for Lucid when it comes to the price action, so we ended up seeing a high at $15 and we saw a low at $13.99. So pretty much holding up support right around $14. And this is very important because we have the 52-week low, which is around $13.25. So if we end up having some weakness where we had the low of the day, then we're going to get closer and there's a good chance we're going to end up testing it. So please add that to your homework, and if you are an investor, this should be of great interest to you. Now, as far as for a bullish move to the upside, if you want to see some strength inside of the play, then you want to see it getting back to $15 and looking comfortable. So having a close near $15 would be the most best case scenario, especially going into next week. But in my personal opinion, that is a lot to ask going into Friday. But if we see a lot of momentum inside of the markets, I wouldn't be surprised if Lucid is able to get there. So watch $15 very closely. We want to know if there's going to be a lot of sellers there, and if the buyers, or we could say the bulls, can push it up even further. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short
squeeze potential. No surprises there. We know that we are in a volatile market. The bears are in control, so of course they're going to be shorting the hell out of it. So the moment we have that buying pressure coming back in, we know that Lucid is the kind of stock that can pick up very quickly. And again, paying attention to the market conditions becomes very crucial. We are in a high inflationary environment. I already told you guys, as far as for this week, we have a lot of economic data that has been coming out, and plus on top of that, we did have Fed speakers coming out earlier. So with that said, and with PCE coming out on Friday, it could have an impact on the market. So depending on where the direction is, you guys will be aware and you will know that my levels will continue to stand out. So with that said, I'm hoping when you guys take your trades that you have some sort of a game plan. And if you're an investor, you're doing your homework and doing your due diligence. You want to buy into the fear. Buy when the markets are not attractive to many people. That is a time where you buy and you're able to ride at that momentum. And I did tell you that October is around the corner. So I'm going to be looking for some strength in mid-October and as we get closer to the end. Not only do we have a catalyst in regards to earnings seasons, but we also have elections that are going to be coming as well. As far as for the beginning of October, I can see some more turbulence, so be fully aware of that and have a game plan around it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's see what Lucid does going into Friday. We'll talk soon.